Good morning. I'm Terry Farr, Executive Director for the Greater Picayune Area Chamber of Commerce. I'd like to welcome you to Chamber Conversations, where I normally have a conversation with a chamber member who typically is or has been the 14 that we've done. All of those chamber members have been sponsors, so normally I go welcome to somebody, but today's a little bit different. I'm going to be solo. And I have a message I just want to try to share with you. Hopefully it's not too corny, and hopefully this message will be short enough. I never really necessarily know what I'm going to say, but my message today is one of gratitude. I am so thankful. I'm thankful to be the executive director at the Chamber of Commerce here in Picayune. And by the way, did you know that there's only one Picayune in the United States? So when somebody says, where are you from? If you live in Picayune, you just say Picayune. You don't have to tell them Mississippi. But anyway, that's a side note. But my message again today is one of gratitude. We're very fortunate. Things are looking so good. I've been with the Chamber since August 2017 after 6 months of retirement. And no, I didn't get bored. So those of y'all that are looking at retirement, yeah, it's pretty good, but make sure you have something to do, or you'll get bored with it. I did not get bored. I always had something to do, but I was very thankful to be able to come on as executive director again. And I'm very fortunate that Lacey Lee is my executive assistant, and she's been with us, I believe it's since February, and doing an outstanding job, and I really appreciate her. I appreciate our board of directors. We have a lively group. We don't always agree on every single thing, but before we get through making a decision, we do tweak it and whatever that is that we're talking about, and we come up with a good final decision. And so I appreciate the board of directors that we do have. Our average age of our board of directors is probably, I'm going to guess, is the youngest that we've ever had. They're just a great group. Obviously, I appreciate, and goes without saying, every one of our chamber members. Right now, I think we've got close to 260 members, and we will have 300 members by the end of 2018. And our goal, we have three major goals that we're looking at for up to 2020, and that is that we'll have 500 members by 2020. We've got our budget going good right now, so we always had to have a good budget and financial plan, or this just doesn't work. And then also too, we want to add value, not just want, we are adding value to our members, and we're adding value to the community. So we appreciate all of our chamber members. And then out of our 200 and give or take 60 chamber members, we have 22 sponsors. And if you're not familiar with our sponsors, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail right now, but I do want to thank all of our sponsors. And there's 4 levels, and so that you can get involved in. And then also too, we have the City of Picayune and Pearl River County Board of Supervisors are our governmental sponsors. And if you'd like to see a list of our sponsors at the end of the video, be sure to check out who our current sponsors are. And two, I'm not a hard, pushy salesperson. I'd like to think I hadn't sold anybody anything they didn't want to buy. But if you would like to talk about sponsorship for the rest of this year and years to come, get up with me. We can talk about the benefits, because we don't want just your old money, okay? Everybody tell you, I don't talk a whole lot about money. If we're going to collect some money from you, there's going to be some benefits, okay? So we do have benefits for being a sponsor, and I can share that with you. And if it looks good for you, great, let's do it. If it doesn't look good for you, please don't do it, okay? That's the end of that. So back to the gratitude. You know, we have a bunch of generations, and when I grew up, we didn't talk about, generations, okay? I'm what we call a baby boomer. I think there's one generation that's older than me. I don't know, that seems sort of spooky to a degree, but there's a whole bunch of generations below me. And every once in a while, you'll hear somebody talking about the millennials. And they pick on the millennials. I hadn't figured that out yet because we got a bunch of millennials that are on our board of directors, and we're excited about that. So I'm just going to tell you, I don't get hung up on generations, but what I get hung up on is, if you will, things that I've learned from wise people such as my mother. And she taught me, somebody asked a question on Facebook the other day, what's one thing that you learned from your parents? And my answer was manners. My mother believed in manners, okay? She also believed in punctuation and spelling and all this stuff, and good grammar. But back to the manners, I mean, she taught me to say thank you, okay? And that's why I'm probably, doing this. But she taught me manners. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I respected my elders. I especially respected school teachers and preachers. And we might need to get back a little bit more to that than we used to. But I do want to just say thank you. I never got up from, we had breakfast, lunch, and dinner at our kitchen table, and my mother knew what I was going to say when I got up every time, and I'm sure she taught me this, but I just said, thank you, I enjoyed it, may I please be excused. And if she'd have said no, I'd have sat right there. But thank y'all for everything. Again, just really appreciate y'all. The Chamber of Commerce is doing our best to work with all of the business owners and leaders to have a great, not just city, but county. So we're working on economic development. You may or may not see that, but that's what we're working on. I want everybody that has a business, whether you're solo or you got 100 employees, I want everybody to be have a thriving business. So if there's anything that we can do to help you, please do that. And hopefully you enjoyed this little bitty short message about gratitude. And next week, I would assume that I'll be coming out with another video with a conversation with a sponsor. So thank you again, and make it a great day.